So now we'll study about refraction of light through a prism. What is a prism? It is a triangular glass which has two triangular base, three rectangular lateral surfaces, that is side surfaces. These surfaces are inclined to each other. Consider here two triangular bases are there, and here like this three rectangular lateral surfaces are attached. The angle between its lateral faces is the angle of prism. This angle is called the angle of prism. So we'll do an activity over here. Fix a sheet of white paper on a drawing board. Take a drawing board, place a white paper over it. Place a glass prism on it. So place a glass prism on a drawing sheet. Now if we draw an experiment, if we pass an incident ray over here, we will observe that the ray gets refracted from the glass prism and then gets emerged from the glass prism. See, here the mediums are changing. Here it is air, then it is passing into glass, so the medium is glass over here, then again it is coming into air, so the medium are continuously changing. So the ray that falls on the glass prism is called incident ray. So PE is the incident ray. The ray that refracts when passing from air to glass is called refracted ray. So incident ray, after here comes is refracted ray, and again when the this refracted ray emerges out of the glass prism, it is called emergent ray. So here PFS is the emergent ray. We already know the laws of reflection. Here this is the incident ray, this is the incident ray, and this is the reflected ray. So the angle formed between the incident ray and the normal is angle of incidence, and the angle formed between normal and reflected ray is angle of reflection. Similar is the case here. This is the normal which is perpendicular to the surface. So this angle is called angle of incidence. This angle is called angle of refraction, and the angle formed between the normal and the emergent ray is called angle of emergence. And the angle here, this is the angle of prism, and if we extend the incident ray and the emergent ray, the intersecting point, the angle formed here is the angle of deviation. So this is the angle of deviation. So this is a figure of the glass prism. Now the dispersion of white light. See, white light is the sunlight. If we pass white light through a glass prism, it disperses or it splits into 7 different colors and forms a spectrum called Vibgyor. Vibgyor is violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange and red. So this combination of 7 colors is called spectrum. The band of the colored components of a light beam is called spectrum. The splitting of white light into its constituent colors is called dispersion. So white light is splitting into 7 different colors. This process is known as dispersion. Different colors of light bend through different angles. Here you can see different angles, different light rays are reflecting at different angles because the angle of refraction is different for all the light rays. So the light rays bend through different angles with respect to incident ray as they pass through the beam. So red light bends the least, that means here a prism is there, so this is red light and this is violet. So red light is bending the least and violet is bending the most. Isaac Newton was the first to use a glass prism to obtain the spectrum of sunlight. He tried to split the colors of the spectrum of white light further by using another similar prism. So what he did is he inserted a same prism here and he thought that more colors will be obtained. But instead only 7 colors was obtained and no new colors were there. So what he did was he placed another prism in an inverted position, that means an opposite position. So he observe that if white light is splitting into 7 different colors through the another prism, it is emerging and combining into form a single white light. So any light that gives a spectrum similar to that of sunlight is known as white light. So a rainbow is a natural spectrum appearing in the sky after a rain shower. So whenever you see a rains come, if a sun is shining, The rainbow is formed in the atmosphere. Why? Because it is caused by the dispersion of light. What happens is raindrops act as a small prism in the atmosphere. When the sunlight or the white light strikes on the raindrop, it splits or it disperses into 7 different colors and thus forming the colors of the rainbow. So rainbow, it is formed by the dispersion of sunlight by tiny water droplets. Rainbow is always formed in a direction opposite to that sun. Sun अगर इस direction में, the rainbow will be formed in the opposite direction. Water droplets refract and disperse the incident ray. You can observe incident rays coming. Droplet rays are refracting and dispersing into 7 different colors and then reflecting it internally and finally refract it again when it comes out of the drop. So atmospheric refraction. So what happens when refraction is taking place inside the atmosphere? Twinkling of stars is a common example of an atmospheric refraction. You might have observed the apparent random watering or flickering of objects seen through a turbulent stream of hot air rising above a fire or a radiator. The air just above the fire becomes hotter than the air further up. This we have read in land breeze, sea breeze. We know that if a fire is there, the air above it will be hotter than the air above here. So, the hotter air is lighter than the cooler air and has a refractive index slightly less than that of cooler air. Since physical conditions of the refracting medium are not stationary, the apparent position of the object as seen through the hot air fluctuates. So, refractive index is same. The light rays will pass and they will refract at different angles. Therefore, it is seen as fluctuating to us. The wavering is thus an effect of atmospheric refraction, but it is on a smaller scale, a local environment, because the air is in the local environment only visible to a smaller group of people. But twinkling of stars is on a much larger scale because it is available to a large number of people at almost all the earth. So we'll observe the twinkling of stars. It is formed due to the atmospheric refraction of sunlight. Here the star is there, a ray of path is going to the observer, but it appears to be slightly up. This is the apparent star position which is observed by the observer. So refractive index, as we come down, it keeps on increasing. The starlight on entering the Earth's atmosphere undergoes refraction continuously before it enters the Earth. See, there are different layers in the atmosphere, there are different refractive index, so it keeps on refracting. The atmospheric refraction occurs in a medium of gradually changing refractive index. Since atmosphere bends starlight towards the normal, apparent position is slightly different from the actual, which is higher in the position. Further, the apparent position keeps on changing slightly since physical conditions of the Earth's atmosphere are not stationary. See, Earth is continuously revolving around the sun. So, if starlight path is coming, it will be moving like this. So, the apparent star position is not fixed. It keeps on changing. Since stars are very distant, they are approximate point-sized sources of light. As the path of rays of light coming from the star goes on varying slightly, apparent position fluctuates and flickers. See, the light is coming continuously, but its position is changing, so the apparent position it is observed as fluctuating, and the amount of starlight entering the eye flickers. Stars sometimes appear brighter and sometimes it appears fainter. So this is known as a twinkling effect. Whenever the starlight is flickering, that means sometimes it is coming brighter and sometimes fainter. Planets are much closer to the Earth and thus seen as extended sources. If we consider a planet a large collection of point-sized sources of light, so the large amount of light is coming from different point-sized sources of light. If we average out this amount of light, it turns out to be zero, therefore nullifying the twinkling effect. So we do not see planets twinkling. Advanced sunrise and delayed sunset. Here, observer is standing on the Earth. This is the sun, actual position of the sun, and this is the apparent position of the sun. So it is observed that sun is visible to us about 2 minutes before the actual sunrise and about 2 minutes after the sunset because of atmospheric refraction. क्योंकि हमें पोजीशन अलग दिखती है उसकी. जब हमारा सन यहाँ पर है तो वो ऑब्जर्वर के पास लाइट गई, बट ड्यू टू द एटमॉस्फेरिक रिफ्रैक्शन इट अपीयर्स दैट सन इज हियर. सो The sunset is about 2 minutes actual after the sunset. The time difference between actual and apparent sunset is about 2 minutes. The apparent flattening of the sun's disk at sunrise and sunset is also due to the same phenomena, that is atmospheric refraction. Thank you.